What's up everybody, it's Eli here from Treefall Studios. This week we're going to be taking a look at changes and fixes from last week's episode. If you missed it, you can check it out on the channel. And if you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. With that being said, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to be taking a look at today is the loading screen. I showed off the brand new loading screen last week. It's like a new animation that little dot character goes through the maze while the game is loading, and I mentioned that I have 5 different animations for it, but for some reason it kept showing the exact same one every time I was loading something last week. Turns out I had it coded correctly, I just didn't have it applied to the prefab correctly, so the code wasn't applying at every single level, it was only applying in the original level. So you're getting ready here to take a look at one of the loading screens as I exit off of the title screen into the next one, and then I just do a quick cut from when I was also taking footage so you can see another one. This is the loading screen from last week that was showing up a bunch, and then this is one that, you know, it goes down right here. So you'll see a couple more as I'm walking around. So you're taking a look at me in the third world, the third hub world right here. And you can see I unlocked the bonus world this time, but I specifically want to point out these characters here, Big T and Raven Hogan. These are characters from fans who donated to the original Maze campaign on Indiegogo, and I decided to keep them in the game but change them up a little bit. I was going to take them out, but I decided to leave Sean's Easter egg in there. Sean Long, he donated into the letter and this game, and his face was on the coins for the letter maze. So I decided to keep everybody who donated in the game, and everyone who donated for the Wii U game is also still in the credits for this game as well. But I just changed them up so that they would look a little bit better, they would fit better into the world, because they didn't really fit in too well in the first one, so now they're both hanging out in the Land of Possibilities and it looks much better. So now you're taking a look at the metal maze. This is one of the issues I showed last week. Got this all taken care of. It was a problem with the platforms scale and rotation. It was mostly a problem with the rotation, because the way the code's working, you were taking on the platform's attributes. So I fixed it by adding a new platform in here, but I'm also going to change this before next week, because as you can see, I'm running up here and then there's like this strange jump cut. It's because I fell and then had to walk all the way back, and didn't feel like, you know, leaving that in the video, but the platforms are a little small, so I think I'm going to redo that for this week as well. And here's another one of the loading screens, one of the ones where he gets trapped up in the tiny little spot in the top left. So yeah, I think those are just a tad too small to be fair, because if you fall you have to walk all the way back and it's like a little annoying, but it still needs to be challenging, so I'm not going to make them too much bigger. The next fix I'm showing you in the Frozen Mines is the flags. Also, to keep in mind, if you notice the name up there of the maze itself, I gave an outline to all the maze names so it's more legible. But so for the flags now, I'm demonstrating that you can't drop them while you're in the air. You have to be on the ground, and I lowered the flag's position, and I changed the code so when they touch the ground, they're no longer a physics object that reacts to your character, so you can't shoot them up into the air anymore, and they don't swing around like crazy windmills anymore. So that's all fixed, all said and done. Flags are correct flags. So now this is a interesting one. I think I'm going to change this again. I think I'm going to change this maze. For some reason, I cannot get past the way this maze looks. I'm just trying to figure out how to make the graphics better and still keep the original textures. And these guys were enemies in the original one, so now you're looking at them, they're the gloob enemies, but they're just so bad enemies. They just moved back and forth and up and down, and then if you touch them, you just died with no explanation at all. So I decided just to leave them in here and then give them some goobish dialogue. But I just can't decide whether or not they're just good enough to even be in the game. So let me know in the comments below. Do you think the gloobs should be in the game, or do you think I should just take them out entirely? And now for the final thing we're going to be taking a look at is the bonus world. So this has been changed a bit, and I showed this off a little bit on stream, and it's just cleaned up. There's way less little flowers and stuff laying all over the floor. It's got the new perplexing orb level in the middle, and this level is just so cool looking. Definitely one of my favorites for the whole game. I just got a close-up so you could see it. Also right here, to get up to the ping level, I made a ramp instead of stairs that you have to keep jumping on. One thing is, I already changed the logo, but I got to change that maze itself because the maze has been redone. Up here is all changed. These gyms, the gym collector, pitter pot, all this has been relaid out, so there's more room up here and it just looks better. And then you can see as I walk over here, I changed this bridge just a little bit, got a little up down movement and stuff for the Journey Special Average Balloon bonus level. So things are looking better in the bonus level, but there's quite a lot to do for the game itself. I'm a little bit behind my development schedule, and you'll see next week I'm going to be putting in a lot of hours this week on just doing a ton of fine-tune fixes and then getting the game ready to be released. So that's all I got to show for this week. I need to give a big shout out to our patrons. Thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. I got to give a special shout out to Carmen Red. If you guys are interested in seeing some behind the scenes content, I'm redoing my tiers right now for the Patreon page, so they're much more affordably priced. They're going to be done at $1, $3, and $5. So if you guys ever want to donate for 1 month, get some behind the scenes content or whatever you have, check out the Patreon page. The link in the description will be below. Thank you so much for checking out this video. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.